This one was interesting. Garrett Ginner, I believe that's how you Garrett Ginner. He posted this. It was at Steve-O's house, and Steve-O has this. Steve-O has this.
Garrett's using my rings for his first
He's got this ring thing.
Is it Garrett Ginner or Garrett Jenner?
I think it's Ginner.
So you may be wondering what exactly are the rings, and you can see that I'm holding these, I guess, gymnastics rings, and what they do is they act as sort of a safety net to catch my fall if I ever needed it. Like right there, they say.
Is that?
I had never heard of
Okay, I'll let it play.
But Steve installed them when he got his mini ramp bill, and when I tried them for the first time, I was completely and utterly mind blown. Blunt tray flip has always seemed like the coolest trick to me, but I'd never tried it before, so I figured what better time than with Steve's rings.
That's
and sure
wild.
enough,
It really
I got
is.
this one, which gave me hope. I was like, all right, I know I can do it now. So I put the rings aside and started trying it just solo, and after a few close attempts that I will admit were much scarier without the rings.
Plip
After a few more
ploppers that I
attempts,
never
was
thought
able
I'd
to get
see
the
Steve-O
thing.
invest in a safety device.
Wow, he did it. He did
Wow,
it. Perfect.
that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty
That's
funny.
fucking. You just won the show tonight.
Yeah.
Steve and his rings, I was able to finally roll away. So thank you very much.
It's interesting. I mean, like, oh, I didn't want to say how to pronounce his name.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on this?
I think it's fucking cheating,
All day.
but I would use it 100%.
If this was around earlier, like let's say like in
Oh,
the
if we're taking it back, bro.
mid '90s, 2000s, are you trying this?
Yeah, I mean, I would 100. You would.
You're gonna try it.
Everybody
Access to
would.
it, if you had access to it, I think you would probably try it
For sure.
And then, like, it depends if you feel comfortable. I don't think I'd feel comfortable holding that with my arms like that.
Right.
I would probably be scared of that. But
I mean, I think it is a great training tool, but it's also it's a big cheating tool as well. However you're going to take it, it is what it is.
Look at this
But
dude. Here's
if you
another
can
dude
use it
with
and you and man, you're in your skate ledges too.
hard flip back 5-0, and why let go of it after? Actually,
Yeah,
Well, because you
already
got to
held
ride.
it.
You got to ride away.
no. Well, I mean, what is
True.
it? Stop.
That's true.
Like I said, I think it's cheating 100%.
What about foam pits?
Same.
Yeah,
Well, it's
those
not,
are-
it's
those
not
are-
necessarily cheating.
you're not
If it-
trying to
what, you
land-
backflip. You're trying to do a backflip or a fucking
You're not,
Benihana.
you're not trying to land in a foam pit. You're just sending it.
Well, they have like at Woodward. They have like a six stair with a handrail into a foam pit.
Sure.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't find those anywhere. I mean,
No.
if these things were everywhere, I would be like, this is crazy, dude. Like these
Yeah,
handles.
for sure.
We should install some at Hollywood High.
Dude, you need a crane for that one.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Whatever you can do, I guess, to make your life easier on learning a trick, I guess, use that.
I'm just trying to think if like maybe I'm just old school, but I'm just like I don't know. I
Well, it's
does
weird.
that take the fun out of being scared
And learning
and
like,
learning
properly.
to try a trick and conquering your fears of doing something. Some tricks on a ledge I am scared to do,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like Seva's back big flip, big flip back tail.
Shove.
Like that would be a hard trick to learn. And I think I'd be a little apprehensive to try that, right?
But
Do those rings take away from that experience of learning a trick and really letting you conquer that fear of
Well, it
of
ain't
the trick?
fucking real. If you're holding those rings, it's not real, right? Until you actually do it.
That's the truth, 100%.
I think it might be. I mean, I think the point is just unlocking something in your brain that makes you understand you could do
Totally.
it. Like I would put my bench at home into the grass, and I would try tricks and do it in the grass. So I wasn't eating on
Concrete, yeah.
the concrete.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
But you still have an opportunity to eat.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
You could
day.
eat under the ledge. You
All
could
day.
miss up. You could get a hipper. You
All
could
day.
like. There's a lot of things you could do, even if you're doing it into grass.
Yeah.
Still, right?
Kelly was eating dog food.
Those guys are having a great time back there, man. I don't know. Like I said, I think
there was a story behind that, but it had nothing to do.
nothing to do with anything.
So I was like,
Oh, you
all
weren't
right.
eating. You were eating dog food.
Oh, doosh.
When I was okay. That was still.
It was earlier. Earlier.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think it is a training device, But that's just it. It's a training device. That's a thing. I have a different outlook on skateboarding. I don't consider skateboarding, when you skateboard, I don't consider it training. A lot of people consider,
But those are
when
training
you're going
rings. Those are
to-
training rings.
They're training rings, and
Yeah.
even like a lot of people nowadays are training for contests. They're training for the Olympics.
I'm skating. I ain't.
Well, that's what I'm
training for
saying.
shit.
I
skating.
think we are in a different.
What about practice?
We're
Nah.
talking about practice.
Nah,
Yeah.
I don't look at skateboarding as practice.
That was an
I look
Allen
at
Iverson
we're,
joke, by the
I'm
way.
out skating. It's yes, you're trying to perfect your skill and you're trying to do better on your skateboard, but I'm not out here like, okay, we're gonna practice
Oh,
today.
no, like-
you know what I'm
no,
saying?
like
Like,
that.
and I'm gonna do 10 in a row, and then I'm gonna do 10. Like, no, dude, like that's not it.
That's
Well,
what
it's like if I was wanted to go to a spot that I wanted to wanted to nollie backside flip. My local skate park, I'd do nollie backside flips down like the little drop
Totally.
just to get myself in the mood, and I like or in the zone. I wouldn't call
Would
it
you-
training, but it
you're
was kind of like
you're
getting
practicing.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
say that.
yeah.
I've never said I'm going to practice on my skateboard today. Never.
No, I just
Never.
I would just
Practice
get that
and
trick down.
That's what I'm
Training-
saying. Like when you're using these terminology, these words, like I'm going skating. I'm going to perfect my skateboarding. I'm not going to practice. Just practice almost seems like I'm going to play a team sport. I'm going to be playing basketball and football and soccer. I'm going to practice today. You know what I mean? That's just my way of looking at it. It could be wrong and it could be 100% right. But
I guess if that's the way you go about it, that's fine. I was
Yeah.
just I wouldn't never call it training ever in my life. I would
Never.
never call it training.
Training or
I would
practice.
go practice tricks for spots though. If I had something in mind,
Yeah.
I'd be like, boom, I want to do this trick on that spot. So when I get there, you only have 5 minutes. I'm not trying to go there and freestyle 5 minutes. So hopefully I walk away from something, you know.
Right.
I love to go like Reynolds. There's certain guys that go and practice tricks and they go to the spot and handle it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I wouldn't say they train. They're not holding the fucking. They're not holding.
I've never said, hey, I'm gonna go practice this trick and then I'm gonna go try it at fucking this spot. I've
okay.
never said that ever.
Okay.
I said I'm gonna go skate and I'm gonna try this trick here.
Yeah.
Right. That's again.
Yeah.
It's semantics based on what you're saying, but like, dude.
For
I
me,
don't know.
it's just it's training rings. You know, it's a training aspect. Now, listen, I'm not. I would totally do it. I
Of
would. I think
course, I
I think
would
it'd be
definitely try
fun.
it
I
for
think
sure. Yeah.
my arms would get tired. You know, even though I am working out and putting on some muscle mass. You
Yeah.
know, but you know, and I can, you know, I'm gonna do a lot of push-ups and stuff.
And it's
But-
not accessible for everybody. You got to have
Yeah,
a setup and a whole place to do this.
But when you're like that motion of holding on, like your weight is so not there that like it's like when you actually try it for the first time, you're like completely trying a different trick.
That
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can kind of like get the idea.
But like Garrett did on the ramp, like
Yeah.
he tried to blunt tray flip, blunt tray, and then he got his confidence going, and then he did it without the rings, right?
For sure.
Yeah. I guess the only way practicing that, the only thing that would make sense is that if you practicing the 360 flip out and just understanding that, because that you can be weightless kind of on.
I think it's a whole mental thing. So like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you can mentally prepare your brain to like, okay, I just did it with these rings and it almost did it. Okay, now I prepped myself. You know,
Yeah,
now I
yeah.
could go really try it.
I think Live, what is his name up here? I think he had a good point here in the chat. It's Live Exclusive says, we all practice skateboarding no matter how you want to say it. I think there's truth to that. But I do think that there's a line between practice and training.
I get what he's saying. Is that
I think that there's a line. Because I think a lot of kids nowadays, like I just said before, they train for the Olympics. They
Yeah,
have a
yeah,
different
yeah.
mindset of what skateboarding is to them. You know, they're always in the park, they're training, they got this Olympic journey that they want to go on. They don't care about filming a part, they don't care about having fun on their skateboard. They want to train. There are kids out there like that.
I'm
right
just
now.
going off of like how like I've never said I'm going to practice skateboarding today. I'm just
I get you, 100%.
real
Yeah.
talk.
You're going out and just skating.
I'm going skating.
Totally. You're from a whole different era. Like
Yeah.
we don't. There was no practicing involved.
Even if I heard a little homie come up to me and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna go practice today," I'd be like, "Practice?"
well, here's the
that
thing.
would-
let me
That'd be
let me put
I
this.
don't know. I just again.
Let me put this into a different terminology of what you're trying to say.
You're going
right?
skateboarding.
You're just going skateboarding.
Yep.
There wasn't a day where you were like, "Hey, I'm going to go practice this trick," because what we were doing back then was actually skateboarding, learning the trick that day, filming it, and then pretty much 9 times out of 10 never doing that trick again.
On the ones that were really hard.
Totally.
All day.
So you're not training to learn a trick. You're not practicing to learn a trick. You're trying to learn that trick and film it at that present moment.
Yes.
That's what you're saying. Like you never were like, hey, I'm going to go to the World Park and train and practice this trick so I could go do it over here. It was like you were just going over here. You're going to the Imperial double set. You're going to the Imperial little hubba. You're going down here to, you know what I mean? You're just skating.
I guess my practice would just be the word skating. So if it is what it is, I mean,
If
I
you're in
just
circuits away-
never use that word in that sense. Like, because again, I'm going skating today, Mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whether it's like literally like, oh, I'm going to practice. Like, no, I never said
It's
that.
it's a different outlook.
Totally.
It's a different outlook. I think that it is almost the same thing, even though you never said practice.
It's just
I
a
hear you.
word. It's
It
just
is.
a
Yes.
word. Yeah.
Yes.
You just never
I
say
think
it.
Skateboarding is all about repetition in that sense.
For
If you're
sure.
going to continue to do it, but I guess repetition and practice is, I guess, similar.
I would just say I was just doing switch flips all day. Like if I was like, I'm gonna go skate the spot, I'm gonna do a ton of switch flips. I wouldn't be like, I'm gonna go practice switch flips real quick.
Right.
It would just be like, I'm gonna do some switch flips. I mean,
What if you're in a contest? You're practicing a run.
But that's what it is. It's like, you know,
That's a good
practicing.
way to break it down. Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean,
different environment.
But again,
it's a
am
contest
I
skater.
saying that? I'm gonna practice my run right now. Maybe I did. I don't know.
I would say if I had a line, I would say, and I was trying to figure it out, I would say practice.
Totally.
Yeah, I wouldn't say train because that would be
Yeah. I don't know. Again, it's just, you know, we use these words, and again, I've never used practice in skateboarding like in that sense ever. So
I mean, I guess the only way I've ever learned any trick is by practicing it.
right.
Over and over and over and over, and that's the only way I've gotten 360 flips down, hard flips, whatever it is, varial heel flips.
Yeah.
It was just practicing it over and over and over, or
think-
trying it over and over.
Yeah.
Attempts.
I think it's not about the word practice. I just think it's about having a device that helps you learn a trick without falling.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, look,
we're going.
real quick, not even to cut you off. I'm like in the middle of a
You
thought.
got something
but
else
like,
about practice?
No, it's not. Like if a homie comes up to you and you're trying a trick,
Yeah.
you'd be like, I'm just trying this right now.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
It doesn't
You
mean
know,
like
so
I'm practicing this right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
hear you
Right.
1,000%.
I think that's pretty much-
100,000%. But
Even
I
though
think
the mentality is practicing.
yeah, but I think the what we're talking about here is having a device that actually helps you to learn a trick without going through the motions of falling or the potential of getting injured.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I think I would have fun doing it, but I think that it robs you of a certain thing in the brain of falling, getting hurt, getting back up and trying it again.
Yeah.
Like that's what made us skateboarders and made us what we are today, right? It's like the falling and getting back up and that whole
Yeah.
you know, just mentality and mindset of not failing
Yeah.
and conquering it, right? I don't know if that I'd have to ask Huberman, but I think that would rob you a little bit of that, whatever it is in your brain that you experience.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I think it'd be cool.
I
if
think
you-
it robs you.
I think it'd be
Makes
cool
it
if
a little easier.
If you did it, it opened up your mind, like of that trick. You're like, oh, cool, that was awesome. I kind of understand it now. I can try on my own.
Right.
I guess, and also too, you're just trying to learn a trick.
100%.
That's all you're trying to do. But
And
like,
I'm not knocking it at all. I think it'd be super fun to do.
Right.
I don't know if there's a thing in there. Like I'm on the fence. Let's
Right.
put it that way. I'm on the fence.
It's all terminology. At the end of the day, there you go. It's all terminology. I've never used those references as I'm going to practice today, my skateboarding. Never. I'm going skating today.
Yeah, I
That's
think we all
the-
say- I think-
we are going skating today,
Yeah.
and I'm trying this trick today.
yeah. I'm just going to
Right.
I'm just going to go
I
skate
don't
in the
know.
park today
But again, it's
Yeah.
semantics. It's wordplay.
because that's the only reason you got good at any trick that you filmed or you've done on footage. The way you did it is because you
Kept trying.
kept trying and but like you tried the trick
No,
before
no,
for
again,
the most
it's-
part.
But
the same shit,
I
bro.
mean, let's be honest though. Nowadays, it is different though. There's skate parks at every corner of it's like Starbucks out down here. You know,
Right.
there's training facilities now. There's Woodwards all over the world. There's so many places where you can go and skate.
And they call them TFs.
Kind of train
They call 'em
TF. You
TFs.
know,
Yeah.
So it's a different. You know, I understand where we're coming from.
Practice
but-
is a trigger word. Yeah, straight up, it probably is. I
For
don't like to
dubs.
call it practice because it should. I got away from that, and in a sense of like the team sport effort, just because of like the coach aspect. So no, I didn't like that. So then, again, I never used it, and it was naturally never used.
Do you want to go practice skateboarding tomorrow?
No,
Let's go practice,
My
dude.
bad.
I want to go skate.
You don't want to practice some flat ground?
No. I want to skate. No, I mean, again, we could go back and forth with it.
It's fun. It's a fun I like it. I mean, I don't know. It's fun. I mean, I think for a mini ramp though, I think for me on a mini ramp, like that would help me. I
Right.
suck at
Yeah,
mini
me
ramps. I
too.
suck
I hear
at transitions.
Me too.
That would actually be a good practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A good
When you're
crutch.
using the rings, you're practicing. For
You're
something.
100%.
Yeah.
It'd be a good
You're
crutch
in the
to
Olympics.
learn.
Bro. You're in the Olympics, man. You're putting
Put it on the chalk.
you're putting the chalk on your hands. You're gonna, you're putting on some, some tight.
You're getting ready.
Overalls.
I love it.